Alright, I only got a couple minutes, so I'm going to set this straight real fast. There is a difference between a wife and a girlfriend. A lot of men keep saying, oh, the best place to find a girlfriend or a wife in this country or that country is to go here or there or do this or do that. That's not true. It's not true. The best place, first of all, I can speak for the origin of wives and husbands, which is the church. That's where they come from. You fornicators don't know nothing about what a wife or a husband is. You get married to somebody because you feel that close to them. And you think that you can invite fornicators to go hang out with you and your wife. Okay? That makes you a fornicator. Okay? If I get married to my wife and you think that you love your girlfriend as much as I love my wife, I won't be hanging out with you and you won't be hanging out with me. I have left the little boys and joined the big boys when I get married to my wife, because anybody can go out and meet a girl and say, hey, let's get together and pay our bills together and live in a house together and share everything. That doesn't make you a wife. And that doesn't make being a girlfriend, which there should be no thing, it shouldn't even exist, okay? Because in the eyes of God, nobody is having sex that isn't married, okay? But actually, there's more boyfriends and girlfriends, which basically has nothing to do with sex. It's just boyfriends and girlfriends. But lady boys, lady friends and guy friends. But you done made this into a sexual escapade over the last 20, 30, 40 years. This has been going on since I was a kid. It started when I was a kid. It really started to become out of control in the 80s. In the 80s, women fought really, really hard not to sleep with their boyfriends. They wanted their boyfriends to propose to them and put a ring on their finger before there was any sexual activity going on. But, they wouldn't let up, and it became the norm, okay, within the nuclear family for men and women to sleep with each other and have children, okay, without being married. But see, that's wrong, okay, in the eyes of God and in the eyes of the church, okay? The difference between a wife and a girlfriend is a friend of yours that is having sex with you but isn't committed to you. Now you say, oh, my girlfriend's very committed to me, my boyfriend's very committed to me. No, he's not. Because if he was committed to you and he understood what that means, he would marry you. Okay? Because committed means, hello, death do us part, forever till death do us part, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. And the other thing that marriage is marriage puts the man in charge of his wife. This is the reason why a lot of women, men don't understand this is the reason why a lot of women don't want to be married, because they don't want the man to be in charge. And if she's not your wife, you're not in charge. But if she's your wife, that means she's submissive. So in the eyes of church people, a wife is a woman who has chosen to be submissive to a man forever. Okay, and whether he starts to lose his sex appeal, he becomes impotent, whether he starts to lose his job and he ends up handicapped and she got to take care of him, or there's only one thing the Bible says that justifies a divorce, and that is Sexual immorality, the same thing that you call a boyfriend and a girlfriend, is the same thing that God says you may divorce a person for practicing that. So if your wife gets mad at you because y'all got irreconcilable differences and she goes out and finds herself a boyfriend that she's screwing behind your back, you can divorce her, and vice versa. The woman can divorce the man as well. But marriage has nothing to do, or submissiveness I should say, has nothing to do with sex. Submissiveness is all about a man being the dominant leader in his home. Sex might be that one place where the woman demands what she wants in the bedroom. And maybe one of a few places, only a few places where she demands. But a woman who claims to be a wife is claiming that her husband is in charge of her. So if your husband don't dance, you're not going out dancing. Okay? And you can't just divorce him so you can go dancing. If your husband says, I don't like dogs and cats, I don't want no animals, you know. If your husband says, I don't want children, you should tell him to think about it for a while, because if you're a young couple, that's kind of pathetic. No man should be willing to hinder a woman, whether he's older than her and already has children. If a man marries a young girl that's in her 20s or early 30s, he should not deprive her of having children unless they understand before they get married that he is, you know, doesn't have the DNA to, you know, or the genetics to have a child. Okay? And lastly, okay, men and women are different is the reason why they get married. A man is to take care of his wife, and that is why he has the authority to be a leader of his wife, because if you plan to get married, you should already talk to your wife and decide, or your fiance, or before you know, become engaged, you should tell this woman that what you expect from her. That there's not going to be any dogs and cats. You really don't want children. You're hoping that she will travel from place to place with you. That is what he's marrying you for. He's hoping that you will help him with his ministry. You'll be there to go to all the funerals and weddings with him and all like that. You make an agreement. You are buying this woman. This woman no longer has to prostitute herself to get around, because you are buying her. One straight shot. You're buying her once and for all. It's called a redeemer. You are redeeming her. And now all expenses are paid by you. This is why you are allowed to be a leader. Now, you knuckleheads that come into a marriage talking about 50-50 garbage, don't get married. There's no 50-50 in marriage. The man takes care of everything except for the things that he can't take care of. And if his wife wants to help him, that's fine. Whether she marries him and says, I don't want to help you with that, or she just don't want to marry him because she don't want to help him with that, either way, that's fine, because that's her choice and her right. As a woman seeking marriage, that's her right. If a woman doesn't want to work part-time to help you, that's not an offense, because she's a woman, she's not a man. She don't have to work. If a woman thinks that she can find a man and be in love with him till death do us part, that's going to take care of her, she can wait. She can wait till she's 30, she can wait till she's 40 to have sex with her husband. Okay? But marriage is not for your sexual libido. And submissiveness has nothing to do with sex. I hear the stuff on YouTube and I read the stuff on Google. It's bullcrap. Marriage is one thing. The man is the king of his household. If his wife says, I don't like doggy style, okay? There ain't no submissiveness that says, oh, well, you got to do it for him. No. He respects that she, stop saying that. He respects that she doesn't like that. Okay? Or, and I hate to say it, but if your wife tells you, and she should tell you before you get married, because I think it's kind of dumb, she should tell you, if your wife don't like doing oral, you should respect that. Don't marry her if you think that that's important. I think that's minor compared to the love that two people can have for each other. I think probably over half the couples out there don't have as much oral sex as boyfriends and girlfriends do. And that's another thing about boyfriends and girlfriends. If you're calling your mate a boyfriend or a girlfriend, then the other reason why they want to be boyfriends and girlfriends, because they don't want to take life serious. They only want to go through the fun part of life. They don't want to go through the thick and thin. Now, there's a lot of couples out there that are up in age, and the woman is like really, really, really carrying her boyfriend on her shoulders, and the boyfriend is complimenting her, saying, I got a good woman at home. That's fine. But you're using secular evil dogma as to why you don't want to get married. There is no excuse for not getting married. Nobody that is in love and assumes they're going to be with this person forever. Nobody should be hating on marriage or denying marriage. It's stupid. It's pathetic. Get married. If you love that person enough, get married. It's not just a piece of paper. It's a promise. It's a covenant. Okay? But the problem is you don't know if you're going to be with this person forever. And you need to be honest with her and need to be honest with him and say, well, I don't know if I'm going to be with you forever. Let's see, what happens, and then we'll make a decision. God bless you. I'm D. Roy Cruz, your Life Applications Officer. Thank you for watching.